watch all these videos of like certain. It's mainly females. Guys do it too though, but it's mainly women. They make like videos of like they're channeling. Most of them anyway. Sometimes it's bullshit, but there's people like I'll be on TikTok and I'm watching like tarot card readers and they be there's some who are legit like they're literally channeling energies and they're being intuitive and they're telling like truths and more time it resonates. But then there's some other people who are just like they don't really know what they're doing. They're just following that hype and it. But but yeah, like it's mainly women because women are naturally spiritual. They're naturally intuitive in it. But they just be on YouTube talking in the spirit and explaining things about the person who's watching. And I don't know, you might be watching me right now. You might have a lot going on. You might not. You might be the type of person who spends all their time watching YouTube videos. See, I'm just making shit up, but I'm connecting with you slowly. I'm gonna learn how to do it. Yeah, but but yeah, channeling is. I think it's interesting. You need to like flow, because I do it with music sometimes in my mind. Like I'll be listening to music and I'll be following along with the solo or whatever, like the piano solo or the trumpets section or whatever, and I'll be playing it in my mind, but I'll be like channeling the spirit of whoever was playing. But like, you might not. Sometimes I do it with people talking as well. Sometimes I do it with like I was in a class one time and I was doing it with the lady who was talking. I was just channeling her spirit, and it's like I can hear her voice in my head when I do it. But I think channeling is a good skill. It's a good gift to have. We all have gifts. We all have gifts. But me personally, I'm clairvoyant. I have the gift of divination and also the gift of channeling that I didn't even know I had until recently. But these things are very interesting. I think over like in this point in time, these things are becoming more prevalent because more and more people are being activated. They're coming online. Their gifts are coming about. So you may be with that person whose gifts are just about turning on, and that's why we're connecting right now. You may be that person. I don't know. I can't see you, or can I? But anyway, um, what was the point in this? Yeah, so like there be women on YouTube just talking about you're in a healing season or that person is gonna fall for you or they're gonna call you or whatever, and sometimes it's just what people want to hear. You get which like the ego steps in and your logical mind just starts racing and your emotions get involved and you're not clear. But when you just chill, if it resonates, it does. Like if it resonates. Sometimes you might get chills, hair stand up because it's just so accurate. But other times it's just bullshit. I'll be honest. You gotta cut through the fog. Gotta see the forest for the trees. You know. All truths are but half truths. Remember that. Anyway, let me talk about Gnosticism. It's very interesting. The goddess Sophia, she wanted to create. Obviously, there was the Ogdoad, or the I don't know what else they called it. In Egypt, they called it the Ogdoad. These 8 beings, or I don't even know if you want to call them beings, but they're like it's something that can't even be conceived because it's in a realm. It's in the incorruptible realms that is so far beyond where we are that we can't even fathom it. But anyway, there's these 8 beings, and the lowest of those was the goddess Sophia. Sophia means wisdom or knowledge. I can't remember. But anyway, she was of wisdom, right? She decided to create, but she did so without the help of her mate. And then when she did, there was a corruption. So she flinged out. She flinged out this fetus, this corrupted fetus, into the realms of the abyss, which was the realms of matter. And when he opened his eyes, he looked around and saw nothing but himself. So he believed himself to be the one true God. When he did this, there was a voice from above, the incorruptible realms, that called him, named him Samael, the blind god or the ignorant god, something like that. And Anyway, in his ignorance, he created 6 suns and this realm to be his footstool, or the earth to be his footstool, but then the heavens as well, like the astral planes as well, are also so his creation, like he created like what we call heaven, quote unquote heaven. There's 7 heavens or 8. There's, I don't know. There's multiple heavens in it. There's just layers above each other, and we're at the bottom. We're on Earth, the 3D realm, the Earth, the material plane. It's a plane of existence, and then the astral plane is above us. We're in the firmament, and if you read the Bible, it talks about the firmament. If you read like even like Egyptian mythology, if you look at that image of Nut and Geb, I think Geb is the earth, which was in between. No, Geb was lying on the floor, and then Nut was above, which was the firmament, the sky, and then there was a one in between. I don't know what one that was, but literally it's depicting the earth, this realm, this plane, should I say, with a firmament and then the earth. The same with like South American cultures, the Bible, every culture across the world, they speak of the earth having a firmament and then a flat plane, but everybody thinks that it's a globe. And I'm not gonna lie to you, I don't fully know what it is. I don't actually know. Like nobody actually knows because we don't own satellites to go up and then see what's really there. Well, I believe that I know it's possible that the Earth is flat, and then the sun and moon are within the firmament, and they just move around. If you look at, there's evidence for it as well. Actually, if you look at like flight patterns, this is the basis way. If you look at flight patterns on a global map, let's say you're going from like South America to somewhere in Europe, it takes you. There's layovers, right? So you have to stop at certain places, but it takes you the long way around. It takes you the long way around for no reason. But then if you look at it on a flat Earth map, the path is straight. So on a globe, it's illogical. It's like, why would you go to this random country when you could just go directly to the place you're going to? Also, there was this guy that I was watching on YouTube. He was an engineer, and obviously in America you have north-south facing runways, and you have east-west facing runways. Now the Earth spins at, I think it's like 6,600 kilometers per second or something like that, something crazy like that. Now, a plane only flies at 300 miles per hour, something like that. In order for it to, like, if you're coming from JFK to Miami, you're going to have to turn and exceed the spin of the Earth. Obviously, you're going to argue that you're in the air, so it's not really the same thing, but the whole atmosphere is moving with it, right? Anyway, you're going to have to turn and exceed 6,600 kilometers per, I think it's per minute or per second, whatever it is. You're gonna have to exceed the spin of the rotation of the Earth in order to get where you're going, which just doesn't make sense. I'm not saying the Earth is flat, but there's a lot of reasons for it, you know. And yeah, like they say, even in films, I feel like they say that art imitates life or life imitates art. We don't know which way it is, but I feel like they give you the answers in these movies. And for example, the Simpsons movie, they had a firmament. This Kong movie, King Kong and flipping the dinosaur, what's his name? Godzilla. They had the hollow Earth theory, and like I don't know, man. It's bad shit. It's bad shit. It's bad shit. I'm tripping right now. I'll be in my yard tripping every day. Like I don't know why am I twitching like this? What is this? I'll be in my yard tripping like all day, like it's tripping. I guess that's the cost of isolation and overthinking. You need to move. Anyway, the Earth is flat, guys. Every time there's a alright, cool. The moon landing in the 60s or whenever it was. Apparently, the video that we have of it, of them walking on the face of the moon, was done by Stanley Kubrick, the movie director. and he made a film called what film did he make? Eyes Wide Shut, where it was depicting like the occultism within the Hollywood scene and whatever. And he got killed because of that film. Apparently, he died shortly afterwards. Coincidence? I don't know. But then there's a recording of him on YouTube. Go search it up. He was saying how he directed the film length the space landing, the moon landing, and sorry about this. I have a problem with articulating myself, but this is why I'm doing these videos. I'm learning. My lips are kind of dry. But anyway, but yeah, he did the moon landing, and even Frank Ocean has a lyric. It says, "Moonwalking, R.I.P. Stanley Kubrick." Anyway, I feel like we be lied to. The government lies to us all the time, and it's happening right now. It's becoming so bait that as time goes on and more information is released and people are just waking up, the stuff that the government says just seems more and more ridiculous. Like this Strait of Hormuz stuff and the oil and this war in Iran, like Trump. I'm not even gonna say fuck Trump. That's just rude. But Trump started the war in Iran. They blocked the Strait of Hormuz. They're all saying that they're going to be destroyed and we're winning and blah blah blah. That's not the case. He's saying that the U.S. produces more oil and we don't need them. But if that was the case, then the price of oil wouldn't be so high. It's fuckeries. Like all they do is lie, and that's why I don't really watch the news. Like I don't really pay attention to Western media. Like it's bullshit. And if you believe it, then you're kind of a fool. Like I remember I got high one time. This is a long time ago. I got high, and I watched the news, and it just gave me this terrible feeling inside. I was like, oh, I just couldn't do it, so I stopped. But yeah, all the government do is lie to us, man. They lie about everything. Like they lie about everything. Did you know that the CIA hired Nazi scientists after the war? Because they had so many good scientists, they were like, they're not going to go to waste. So they hired them, moved them to America, and they started doing experiments on people. This thing called MK Ultra, you might have heard of it. But they would use like LSD and like frequencies and different methods to hypnotize people and make Manchurian candidates, all types of fuckeries. But anyway, I'm just rambling, man. I ain't really saying shit. That's gonna be the name of my channel. I ain't really saying shit. I ain't really saying shit. Yeah, man. I ain't really saying shit. But yeah, man. There's a lot of mental noise in my head. It's like energy, unused energy. I've got a lot of energy. There's a lot of anger inside of me. I shouldn't really be talking about myself though. It's not what this channel's about. I ain't really be saying shit. But yeah, man, I do have a lot to say. That's why I'm doing these videos, you know. So if you just want to hear random shit, come listen to me talk, subscribe and shit. That'll be nice. Anyway, I ain't really be saying shit.